free at last from the tyranny of matter.
Good morning, everybody.
Hope your coffee's hot and delicious, like mine. So less than 8 hours to go before the big day today. And there's already been problems in Pennsylvania on the early counting. It's just going to get worse from here. But I can't help but see the crazy contrast between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. They had a closing remarks, I guess you could say. It was on Fox News this morning. Donald Trump's been tirelessly campaigning. He did 5 rallies yesterday. Could you believe that? I can't even imagine doing half that much in one day from one place to another. Like, oh my goodness gracious me. He's a 74-year-old man. I hope I'm not spry when I'm 74 years old, I tell you what. But anyways, he did 5 rallies yesterday, and I think sleepy, creepy Joe Biden only did 1. And then he went back into his bunker. It's all nefarious. You know, you have certain pundits coming out saying that there's no way that POTUS can win Pennsylvania. I think somebody came out like this morning and said there's no way that POTUS can win election in Pennsylvania. And then we have probably electoral college fraud and you know, we can only pray that POTUS wins so he can finish his work. Like, it's the 12th hour here now. So votes are starting to come in and starting to be counted, and there's already discrepancies in certain states. You know, and apparently we have Iran trying to intimidate Trumpers. The New York Police Department came out and said that people will be protected if they go to vote in person. So I guess that's kind of a good thing, is that the cops will be, you know, making sure that people don't get hurt or intimidated by the far left. So this is the 12th hour, man. It's getting closer and closer and closer to the 0 hour. And I know I'll be watching. I know that I won't be expecting to hear the results until next week sometime. Unless, of course, like I said yesterday, a red wave just goes straight across the United States of America and there is no question who won. But at this stage in the game, you know, we can't take anything for granted. And I know you're not supposed to, but if you mailed in your ballot, go and drop off your regular ballot. Go and vote in person. To all my American brothers and sisters out there that are Trumpers. Because even if you mailed in your ballot, make sure that your vote is counted. Because there's already some nefarious things happening so early in the morning already in certain states with the ballot counting already. I think there was a couple stories. There was like over 1,000 ballots stacked in a freaking corner in some freaking place already. Like, the Democrats are going to cheat and it is more and more apparent as the day progresses. They're doing everything in their power to unseat this president. And the bottom line is that today will be the greatest day. November, we must remember. We probably won't get the actual result until the 5th of November. So don't expect to hear who won tonight. POTUS has come out and said that he's probably going to announce it if there's a clear and obvious winner. But, you have obviously the lamestream legacy media and big tech censoring people. Like even Tim Pool, probably, will be banned from talking about the election. It's all very, very nefarious. And a friend of mine sent me a link. And it was an interesting video about because Donald Trump, he may be a lot of things, but I honestly believe he's an honest man. He's a man with integrity and honor. He has been blessed by the gods, and like I've said before, he is the lion and we are the lamb. God always puts people in power that need to be there. And I honestly believe that POTUS is doing God's work to save the Republic. As a Canadian, what do I care, right? As a Canadian, what do I care? Well, I care because the world is so interconnected now, and our two countries are so connected, like through trade and other things. It's very imperative that Donald Trump gets in. And God, I hope and pray. I hope and pray. It's, as the hours tick down, I'm shaking with anticipation, and I'm also terrified that Joe Biden's going to get elected. Because any free-thinking person knows that this man can't govern. Joe Biden can't govern. Joe Biden should be retired, sitting in the sunroom drinking his tea and watching, he needs to be out of any kind of public service whatsoever. He should have been arrested for treason. But because the Democrats have been running the Senate and the House for 30 years, George Bush, Republican in name only, crony establishment, rhino. But anyways, George Bush was an idiot. So many wars. This is the only president in a generation that hasn't created any new wars and actually has promoted peace throughout the world. It's a single man against the monster that is the globalist agenda, right? And the man has fought so hard for us. Not for Canadians so much, but like I've said before, whatever goes south directly affects us. So, because if he keeps his promise and drain that swamp, it's going to go around the world, and our own Justin Trudeau will probably be up on charges. he should be anyways for treason. Anyways, the guy he's so corrupt, and it's unbelievable that he's even in there. I don't know how he got it voted in, but unfortunately we have at least another 2 years, unless of course something serious happens and he gets, impeached or is forced to resign. But hopefully, but he's made sure to shut down the Senate, or shut down Parliament. So for since this COVID thing, we haven't had a governing government in Canada. All a little too convenient for me, I think. But anyways, Canada is in ruin, all thanks to these far left liberals, and we will need, to repair the damage that Justin Trudeau has brought upon the Canadian people. We're going to need another 10 years to fix everything that Justin Cock Trudeau has ruined. But unfortunately, Canadians are still asleep, and our population is very small. I think we are 37 million or something like that now. But even like with all this COVID stuff, we're still accepting thousands and thousands and thousands of migrants every day into this country. Hundreds and hundreds of them every day. Although Canadians are locked down and they can't do anything, especially in the eastern provinces. But yet we're having thousands of immigrants coming into our land each and every day. It is a time like no other, like I've said. But looking far into the horizon here, if Donald Trump does win, we'll have 4 more years of prosperity and good fortune. And all the pieces will be in play to decimate the globalist agenda, hopefully. Pray to God. So, I reluctantly have high hopes for what's going to happen tonight. I hope it's a tsunami. I hope that every single Democrat gets wiped out, completely annihilated, and the Republicans take the House, the Senate, and everything else. I hope that these demon rats get annihilated. I can't remember who it was, but somebody in the Trump camp said, if the Republicans win the House and the Senate, Crazy Nancy will be forced to retire. And all these establishment cronies from the Clinton era to the Obama era will be annihilated. And if any of the stories are true from 17, there's going to be a lot of heads going to be lopped off. There's blood in the water already. And the demons of man are scurrying back into their hidey holes. We need another 4 years to drain that swamp. And I just thought I'd make a quick video today. I know that nobody's watching my videos, and I also have to say that when I do the music on my videos, like I'm using, my stereo, like I'm using, high fidelity speakers and shit. So when I do put it on to the interweb, it gets compressed, and the music that I have on there sometimes doesn't sound proper because of the compression. And so unfortunately, some of my music that I write, I got a lot of flies in this place. Oh well, feeds the spiders. It's not that I'm unclean, it's just that I live in a very old building and there's lots of probably dead mice and shit in the walls. But anyways, nobody needs to know my current living situation is less than desirable. But yeah, it's an incredibly important day today. November, we must remember. But like I've said for the last year and a half here, everybody in the world's been anticipating this day, November 3rd. And we have an opportunity now, this very brief window in reality, that we can make real change. We, the people, we need to prove to these demon rats that their age of tyranny is over. These demon rats must be annihilated. And if you're undecided, still after everything you've heard about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, and even with the suppression of actual evidence, the suppression of free-thinking people on the interwebs, the silencing of conservative voices, not even conservative voices, dissenting opinions. There's a great darkness upon the world right now. All around the world, there are forces that are beyond reason. The Luciferian agenda is exposed. They've been talking about it for decades now. But now it's go time for them. My friend sent me this link, like I said, and it was an incredible video. And, it just proves what I've been saying for the last year and a half. Like, well, you must be in some kind of echo chamber. I may be in some kind of an echo chamber, but I also try to get as much information as there is in the world. I follow the whole world, not just one political party or another. I follow what's happening in the world. And yeah, I might have an echo chamber, but I also expand my horizons as well. But looking far into the horizon, what's our future going to look like with a Joe Biden? With a Joe Biden president? It's going to look like China. That is their plan. That's the globalist plan, to undermine the democracy of the United States. It's already happened in Canada. It's already happened in Australia. It's already happened in England. It's already happened in Ireland. It's already happened in Scotland. It's already happened in Paris. It's already France, sorry. It's already happened all around the world. Sweden, Norway, Denmark. I'm not too sure what's happening in Finland, but yeah, Finland is pretty woke as well. Europe has fallen. Europe, there's a few Eastern European countries that are fighting the tyranny of the globalist agenda. And if Joe Biden gets in, like I said a couple days ago, there's a few countries, Slovenia, there's a few Eastern European countries that are still, fighting the globalist agenda. Hungary, Russia, obviously, Putin is no pushover. You can say what you will about Vladimir Putin. I personally really love Vladimir Putin, you know, but I also admire strength. And, I don't know. I don't have any Russian blood in me, as far as I know. But I have a lot of respect for Vladimir Putin. I don't totally agree with his policies or his dictatorship, but as an image, Vladimir Putin is a symbol of masculinity. He is strong. He's intelligent. Vladimir Putin. There's a few Eastern European countries that are fighting very hard against the globalist agenda. Hungary is one, like I've said probably 3 times by now. Slovenia, Romania. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of Eastern European countries that know what tyranny looks like, because a lot of these Eastern European countries have lived under communism. And there's so many that I can't count. I can't say them all. I can't remember all of them. But mostly, predominantly in Eastern Europe, a lot of these countries are fighting the globalist agenda. So if you have the means, I would go check out one of these countries, because the bottom line is if Biden wins tonight, there will be civil war. Like I was saying last night, like I was saying yesterday, the right will not stand for this injustice and this direct attack against the democracy of the United States of America. And the left has already been, for the last 4 years, been trying to undermine the will of the people for 4 years. So if Trump does win, God, I pray that he does, there will be civil war. Like I've said in previous videos, it's like a rock and a hard place. There will be civil war if POTUS loses, and there will be civil war if POTUS wins. Because, Donald Trump, he's inspired a nation. He's inspired a nation with all the boat rallies, the car rallies, the Trump rallies. There's no way that Joe Biden could even compare to the enthusiasm of the Trumper. Trump is fighting more than the left, the demon rat party, and the mainstream media. He's fighting the globalist agenda. And today will be the day like no other. Remember the 5th of November. Revolution will not be televised. And like I said, I am looking with great anticipation to see who wins this election, but I'm also reluctantly scared. I'm reluctant in too much enthusiasm, because the bottom line is that I know that these demon rats are going to cheat. And as of this morning, since I woke up and turned on the news, there's already been discrepancies in certain votes in certain states already. Hours within counting votes, there's already discrepancies. So, they're going to cheat. It's more than just the left. If it was just the Democrat Party, I wouldn't worry so much. But it's the world agenda. It's the globalist agenda, the Luciferian ideology. The Luciferians are in control of the world. That as much as the Patriots have done whatever they can to minimize the destruction of the United States of America, it's an uphill battle. There's so many people involved in this conspiracy to undermine this president. You know, from the mainstream media, to the Demon Rat Party, to foreign countries. Because, like I've said before, for the last year and a half, POTUS has single-handedly took it upon himself to fight the globalist agenda. And the globalists, all they want is absolute destruction and chaos to bring in the New World Order. So please promote the red tsunami. The Democrats need to be annihilated from all places of power. They have forsaken the right to rule. And if POTUS does win another 4 years, you know, the world's going to change anyway, but it's going to change for the better. It may not seem like it at first, because there will be nothing but chaos and ruin, because he's going after the central bank. So there will be a great time of strife for at least the first year of POTUS's re-election. Not only because of the chaos from the left, but also because he's going after the central bank. And now that he doesn't have to worry about re-election, you know, instead of muffin punches, he can actually slug these motherfuckers right out of power. And heads are going to lop off. And all the establishment cronies, all the rhinos and dinos, the corrupt politicians, and the twisted satanic Luciferian ideas that are indoctrinating our children, and indoctrinating, you know, college students. No more muffin punches. The hammer's going to come down as the mighty Thor smashes through the atmosphere and creates a wave of destruction against the forces of evil. God is on our side, the side of the free-thinking folks, the side of truth, honor, and dignity, the sanctity of life. Evil always loses in the end. Even if they try to cheat, and they are cheating already, like I said earlier in this video. There's already discrepancies. Early ballot counting has already started, and there's already been discrepancies. So I wouldn't get too hopeful. You know, all we can do is pray, you know, to whatever God you choose, as long as it's the God of heaven and not of the earth. But no, it needs to. This will be the most crucial time right now. The next 12 hours here will be it will be the most crucial time in this election. It is the most anticipated election of a generation, and we must fight, stand up and be counted. Must stand and be counted. And if you haven't voted yet, or you're undecided, let me tell you what. There is only one choice. There's only one choice, even for the far left retards, the useful idiots. If you want tyranny and the destruction of your human rights and their freedoms, then go and vote for Joe Biden. But if you truly love freedom and the ability to move freely in this world and travel and see the world, then there's only one clear choice for me. I can't vote. If I could vote, well, everybody knows who I'd vote for if I could vote. But it's going to be a good day for the most part. A lot of anticipation. But don't get too cocky, people, because the Democrats are cheating. As of first thing this morning, there's already discrepancies in ballot counting. So there you go. Everybody knew they were going to cheat, and the evidence is piling up right now. There is a time. There's a time for action, and it's right now. We can't get cocky. Anybody who can and hasn't yet, go out and vote. Vote for who you believe in. But if you're a Biden supporter, then I'm sorry, we can't be friends, because obviously you're too stupid to realize that you're voting for your absolute destruction. So, I don't know. I'll try to post this today. Hopefully it'll be up before too late. And yeah. Love and light.